Hello everybody and welcome back to Rule the Waves 2 as Japan. So this is the start. I'm going to do this now because some people in the comments have been kind of confused about this. I record in batches of anywhere between 4 to 8, depending on kind of my longevity and how my voice is feeling. So this is the start of a new batch. Last one was the end of an old batch. And you can tell that by also looking at the timestamp in the bottom right-hand corner because my this is a full screen recording. But we're doing a new batch, and I wanted to talk about this because people have suggested it, though they are behind by about a week on the recordings, about reserve fleets, or putting things in reserve. Here's what I've got to say about that. I have used it here and there, but here's my opinion on it. Most navies, especially around this time, did not use, because the strategy, the optimum strategy, is to put everything into reserve that isn't, elite. So, all of these destroyers, you'd kind of want to leave active because they're elites, and that means they're really good. And so the optimum strategy in this game is to put them in reserve when you're at peace if they're not elites. Or at least most of the fleet to be put in reserve. Some elites you should not necessarily all elites. But that's not how navies worked back then. Navies were constantly shifting, and things would be going into dry dock to get refits, and they'd be on patrols, and the entire navy of a nation would never go into reserve. And while yes, it is the optimum strategy for this game, and it is not optimum for me to not do it. Yes, double negative there. I don't like playing like that because you may have noticed, I like to kind of roleplay a little bit with my nation. I don't like doing things that wouldn't have occurred. So I'm not going to do that. Unfortunately, I know some people are going to be angry about that, but I hope you do respect the fact that I'm not going to play in an ahistorical fashion, at least in a way. Yes, I know Japan in 1918, having been to war with France multiple times, that is ahistorical. It's altered history, but you get what I mean. I'm willing to go to certain bounds, but I want to try and keep it kind of realistic. So, with that said, I am going to go ahead and do one thing that has been mentioned, because I kind of forgot it in the first couple of recordings, is the training priorities. Because this is Japan, we are going to go ahead and do a night fighting training priority. And then I also want to go ahead and I have an option between gunnery and torpedo warfare. Japan gets good torpedoes, so I don't think we need the extra torpedo. It would make us god tier, but I kind of want to go with gunnery, because gunnery will give us a higher chance to hit. So we're going to go ahead with that. And somebody did suggest ammunition usage doctrine by target. Use that. I'm going to just go over all of these just so you can see. It does have ones already preset. I'd rather not mess around with it. And I think we do have SAP charges, but at this point I think. But I don't want to do that right now. It's and ship ammo loadout. I think it's good as it is. I'd rather not mess around with things because I don't know it as well, and I'd rather not give other people bad impressions while I'm playing to think that maybe what I'm doing is correct and kind of screw them over. So we're not going to do that. But let's apply this training priority. Yes, it's 12 months, and it will cut our budget down a bit, but we'll do that. And then I'm going to go ahead and Northeast Asia, we're going to go and put a few of our light cruisers on reserve, just because we don't need them as much. But we have so few heavy cruisers, we're going to keep them going, and most of our battleship fleet is on reserve as well. So I think that's what we're going to do. I know the destroyers, combined, are taking up a lot of our budget, but if anything, the destroyers would be the ones that wouldn't get reserved, because they are useful for a lot of things like shore patrol and a whole bunch of things that, you know, like what the Coast Guard does. You would, at this point in time, you would have used destroyers a lot for that kind of thing, for, you know, maritime policing, showing the flag to our colonies, that kind of stuff. Sorry, I had to take a drink. So yeah, just wanted to go over all that, and now we're going to go to the next turn. Okay, our technology sharing agreement with Germany has been of great benefit in our research in turret and gun mountings. Okay. Temporary setback in figuring out the concept of water wall furnace. Okay. Superimposed guns on destroyers. Ooh. Close to mastering improved shell wall castings. Okay. All right. So we do have some better destroyers. We are still trying to build up our big boys, like our big guns. So that's the thing we're wanting to do right now. So we're not gonna. Well, let's see about a destroyer. Let's see what it spits out, because I think we did get bigger ones now. Yeah, we got 13,000 tons. They're in. Can we go turrets nowadays? I don't know if I'd want to, but I'm wondering, because it's 1918. They wouldn't know. They still wouldn't be on turrets. They'd be just gun mounts. But 3 centerline torpedoes. Let's see. What is this? Ship cramped accommodations. Right. I don't like cramped accommodations on ships. That makes the crew unhappy and they suffer in terms of their capabilities. That is a pretty damn good destroyer. Superimposed mount's good because it doesn't crowd the center line as much in the mid deck, so that gives us good arcs there. It's a good design. Do we want to do it? The Minakaze? The Minakaze, I think was how you'd pronounce that. We'll go ahead. It's not that expensive either. Okay. It's a pretty quick little design too. I think, what is our current heaviest destroyer? The newest one, the Akikaze. Yeah, that's how you pronounce that. Is 1,100 tons. It's not bad. 32 knots. We get an extra knot. 4 guns. What is this one going to be? I think that was 3 guns. Okay. It's not bad. Not bad at all. And the same number of torpedoes? No. You have 6. Do you have 3 tubes? Okay. We'll go with the Minakaze just because it's got 2 more gun. It's got another gun on it. Less torpedoes. A little quicker. So, it's a trade-off. We might not build it. But we can, like, intermix the 2 as kind of like a mixed force. Let's go to the next turn. Another 500 tons for our shipbuilding. British government offers to sell us the rights to armor development, improved face hardening for 2,300. We'll pick that up. Gradual improvement armor qualities, nice. Latest designs. Not now. We'll keep it in the back burner. And not now for the Ashai. The Asai probably be how you pronounce it. Again, if you're in this series for me to pronounce things correctly, you haven't been paying attention. The Oddball's taken up so much of our budget, but that's because it is a big fuck off ship. It is a big ship. Okay, new AV finished working up, so we got 2 seaplane carriers. What I do want to go ahead and do for this one is send it to Southeast Asia. We're going to spread them out a little bit. So I'll go down to Southeast Asia, so we'll spread our seaplane carriers. Since we can't build our other design, we got about 1,200 a month. We're going to go ahead and build the new destroyer, the new heavier tonnage destroyer. Built 3 of them. Then with that, we can start kind of lessening our reliance on the old 600 tonners, because these are literally double the size of them. And we still don't have any AA guns, I don't believe, so... Do we have AA guns? Basic, yeah, no AA guns yet. But we're still pretty early in the air war. So let's go to the next turn. Another 500 tons from private shipbuilding. So that's good. Germany's great benefit. Our research agreement with Germany has given us great benefit research efforts in fire control. Unexpected advances in subdivision and damage control. So we got triple bottom. Nice. Heavy AAMGs, so enables light AA weapons. That is good. The Yokosuka company has developed a float plane scout as a private venture. They want to know if we are interested in buying it. Let's see what it is. Compared to the one we currently got, which is the Mitsubishi Dairu. Donaru? Probably. The Gecko has a higher max speed, better cruising speed. Its range is less, so it's faster, but its range is less. It's better toughness, more firepower, more maneuverable, and it can carry a bomb. It can carry a bomb. I'm gonna go ahead and take that. Let's also check aircraft types. What do we have available to us now? Still just fighters. Our fighter's still pretty new. Float plane scout has just got introduced. Flying boat is still pretty good. Yeah, we don't really need new planes yet. Okay. So we got that. Do want to go ahead. Let's think about this. So let's look at the Fuso. If we could open design for rebuild. Let's see. Keep peace for a while. We replace machinery, getting an extra 100 tons. Do we want to rebuild a pre-dreadnought? That's the question. Could replace the guns. Quality 0. I think the 9-inchers could be fixed up. Oh, there's still quality that. No, 5-inchers are still that. Could clear the torpedo mounts. It says 200 tons. Is there anything we could do with 200 tons? Not really. Can't really increase the speed with what we've got. Give it an extra knot. That's about it. I think the Fuso is a dead end in terms of ships. We could replace its fire control to director. I don't really think it's worth it at this point. I think the refits for battleships for pre-dreadnoughts are over with. Let's take a look at our Awade class. It's older. It's an older design, but it checks out. So this is Fire Control's central rangefinder. So if we go to Director, that'll be pretty good. The 8-inchers, are they quality 1 yet? No. 6-inchers, are they quality 0? Yes. So our quality 1 6-inchers, so the secondaries get better. Guns, okay. We can clear the torpedo mounts. Get an extra 100 tons, and we can replace, so that's just from that. If we replace machinery, if we do a full refit of the Awade class heavy cruisers, and we use them pretty much exclusively as raiders at this point, because the heavy cruisers are not going to be useful with battle cruisers around. So let's see, if we replace it, we get an extra 400 tons. So we could go to oil or diesel. If we go to fuel oil, that gives us extra weight there. Then we can squeeze an extra 2 knots out of it, getting us 23 knots. Which puts it about on par with our early light cruisers. Which is not bad for a raider. 8-inchers are still 8-inchers. We're not going to get a better 8-inch gun yet. 200 tons. 200 tons, we could pack a couple of anti-aircraft guns on it. Don't got any directors, but let's put 12 anti-aircraft guns on it. Just for some protection. If we're planning on doing raiding, then it might come in contact with shore or with land-based aircraft. Or scout planes. Turrets Can we up the armor to 6 inches on the turrets? I don't really want to put the secondaries in turrets, but if we put them into 2-gun turrets, but only in single mounts. Cannot build as you have no access to oil. Okay, so we can't do that. So these stay in casemates. Okay, design is not legal, so we don't have access to oil. Can we do diesel? Okay, no, it has to stay coal for right now. That tracks. So really, 10% rate of fire in A and Y, which is our main guns, because no reliable training without reliable training and elevation gear for 9-inch caliber turrets. But that kind of works. We got some AA guns out of it. We got 2 extra knots of speed. It's a 10-month rebuild. It's kind of expensive. But the refit's not bad. And we can keep him in service for at least another, I don't know, 1921, 1922? Another 4 years out of this design? I mean, we could drop the tertiary guns. 6-inchers are going to be fine for what they're going to be dealing with. We drop the tertiaries. And got rid of them. Director firing. Can we put turret top 2 inches on there? That's good. So we bulk out the turrets a little bit. So they're a bit harder to knock out with moderate enemy like strength. Can we put minesweeping gear on here? No. Okay. Thought so. I think that's good. Yeah, the Awadi class could be refit and made into a fairly decent raider. It's not going to be the best, but we can press them into service like that. And that puts them at so 1,711 a month for 10 months for a refit. I don't think that's bad. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and save that. No, we're not going to rebuild yet. You're still fine. You were built in 1913, and you're probably the biggest heavy cruiser on the seas at the moment. Then we got our light cruisers here. Oh. Is it even worth it to refit these? It's a lot of guns, though there's no guns in some of these turrets for some reason. I think light cruisers are the ones I won't refit. I mean, what would we even do with this? If we replace machinery, we get 900 fucking tons. Jesus Christ, how old are you? 1901. Oh, Jesus. Okay, so actually you could kind of deal with that. So if you got that, you could be bumped up to modern light cruiser, which is, well, that's 29. You're not going to get there, but you can get to the last gen, which is 25 knots, and still have plenty of weight. Your 5-inch guns are pretty shit right now. And we can't up the guns, that's the problem. Really, you're just not worth it. It's not great. So if we put you rebuild, yeah, the 2-inch guns, it wouldn't really work for you. I don't even know why you're in 1-gun turrets, these 3-inchers. I think you're due for scrap. I don't think you're worth it. This ship just kind of a weirdo, so we're not even gonna do that. Kimishira ones might actually be worth a rebuild. I know we're not going a lot in turns here, but we do have to do some, we can't just go all full bore all the time. Yeah, the Kimishira's got 8-inch guns. It's got 2 8-inchers, which are not bad. So if we replace, okay, they're still only quality 0, but we can replace machinery and get quite a bit on that. And we can bring this up to a 25 knot easy. 25 knots, it's reliable. It's a reliable one. You're not cramped. You're reliable. You're not. You're a protected cruiser. So let's see here. Your 5-inchers, still only quality 0. 3-inchers? We could drop the 3-inchers entirely. I don't think the 3-inchers are going to be useful right now, but we can up the AA guns to maybe a full 20 AA guns on the ship. That gives it a fairly good complement. I don't think we have above water torpedo mounts on heavy cruisers. If we clear the mounts, can we do that as a rebuild? Fire control not the best type. Unused. Okay, so we also up this to central firing because it can't have director right now. Can we put a port and starboard swivel mount on either side? Does that even work? Other equipment, above water torpedo tubes, yeah. Clear mounts. Just port, starboard, and port. We could add other 2 tubes, just giving it extra torpedoes, and it's still got 257 spare weight. Can we put mines on here? No, we can't have mines. Can't have K guns. Can't have minesweeping gear. Doesn't have tertiary guns anymore. Central firing. Could add a second fire control position. Just it doesn't require too much weight, and I think it does help a little bit. Yeah. Then I guess we could go ahead and just pump the speed. No. 25 knots is not bad. 2 extra knots. It's a fairly good ship. Those 8-inchers are nice for a light cruiser. Kind of lets you outgun enemy ships in a light cruiser fight. 3-inch belts, not bad. Turrets, 3.5-inch, not bad. If we could pump that up with 200, maybe we could pump that up to 5.5-inch with a 2-inch top. Maybe 2.5-inch top. And secondaries will pump to 2 inches. So just pump the armor up on this light cruiser's turrets. And it's got a bit more staying power. Did drop some of the tertiary 3-inch guns, but we put some AA guns in there. It's 40 AA guns. Well, 40 positions used. That's 20 light anti-aircraft guns. So that'd be nice for air cover in the future as a stopgap measure. So I think we'll go ahead and save this. We're not going to rebuild yet because we don't have the money, and that's not a bad cost for a rebuild there. For adding so much to the ship. You 1908. I mean, you're right on the edge. I don't even know what we do with you. 10 5-inchers, 25 knots. It's a pretty small ship. We might not even touch you. The newest one, 10 6-inch guns. Might have to really think about our new light cruiser designs. We'll definitely refit the Kimishira class. Those 2 will be nice. And then we also got the Awade class that will refit for our heavy cruisers. Everything else is basically going to stay the same. I think that's fine. And we'll have some spare cash here in a bit. So next turn, offering to sell us the rights for better 5-inch quality guns, quality 1. We can't do that. We don't have the money. Okay, new flying boat for the Italians. Italians now have 14-inch guns. Okay. That extra 300. Can we accelerate We'll be losing money, but we'll get it. We'll get the oddball quicker. We'll go ahead and do that. British government selling the rights to explosive shells, reliable delay fuse. We can do that ourselves. We don't have the money. German, the tech sharing agreement between us and Germany. Great benefit in the research of naval aviation, lighter than air. Temporary setback in figuring out the concept of the Diasu barges. Not sure what those are. It's probably barges. Probably something to do with invasions. Yeah, French are commissioning a couple of dreadnoughts. Italians scrapped one of their battleships. Battleship fleets in the world. How are they looking? Yeah, we're about on par with everybody in terms of like the pre-dreadnoughts. Not here though. Definitely not with battle cruisers, which we need to really step up our game there. Might go ahead and drop the corvettes for right now. They are fairly old. If we drop the corvettes, I think we'll still be okay. I mean, it's a bit, so let's scrap them. Yes. Okay, that got us back in the black at least, so that's nice. Alright, next turn. The new hawkish government wants to raise armament expenditure. What's your reaction? Excellent. Serve the safety of our nation. Increase tensions a little bit, but we get some better budget, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Unexpected advances in turrets and gun mountings. Okay. So increased elevation is nice. Unexpected advances in ship design. So all or nothing armor gives full benefits of all or nothing armor layout. Okay. Close to mastering mine rails on light cruisers and destroyers. Nice. Alright, with that, we can actually go ahead and we can start the refit of the Awadi class. So let's rebuild ship. Get you going. Alright. So, like I said, it'll maintain the usefulness of those heavy cruisers for, I'm guessing, at least another few years. The light cruiser refits we got will maintain them for a while. And when I say allow the heavy cruisers to still be useful, I mean mostly in a raiding and like a colonial role. So they'll show the flag in colony areas, that kind of stuff. We'll start, once we do the refits of both of the ships in that class's line, we'll probably send them to Southeast Asia. But yeah, let's keep going here. Okay, new flying boat for the Russians. Top speed 56. Ours is better than that, if I recall. Combat radius 111 nautical miles. Alright, mine rails on light cruisers and destroyers. That is nice. Temporary setback in figuring out the concepts of later air launched torpedoes. Ooh, that would actually be pretty good. We could use some torpedo bombers. I do want to go ahead. We did get the info. We got the tech for it. We can actually go ahead and get a better seaplane carrier, can't we? Don't we have a bigger one that we can take? I'm just trying to get it because I hate making carrier design. Okay. Should be able to get 12. So you're overweight, but should be able to pump you up there. Catapults aren't a problem. And you got 5-inch guns. You can actually put a couple of anti-aircraft guns on you, because what else are you going to do with that spare weight? So you actually can. We can pump your speed up. If we put you up to 4,500 tons, we can get you up to 23 knots. It's not bad. Yeah, because right now you only have 5 aircraft for them. I'll have to think on that. I'm not sure if we want to have a whole bunch of seaplane carriers or not. It's something I got to think on. But yeah. Looking at the time, though, I think we're going to have to end the episode there. I know, not a lot of action. It's a lot of just working through our fleet, trying to manage it a bit better. The refits that we got to start pumping out to keep our ships that we do have useful while we continue to try and catch up to the rest of the world in terms of large ships. And I know we're kind of straying from that. These destroyers and this refit are taking a lot of money out of our coffers that we could use to maybe buy another oddball class battleship, and then maybe also design a new battle cruiser. I still think it's worthwhile to do this because we are at peace and we kind of need them. So yeah, thank you for joining me for this episode. If you liked it, please leave a comment down below. Hit that like button. If you want to support the channel, consider the subscribe button down below. So we'll take a look at the description down below where I have links to my Discord and my Patreon page. I'll see all of you in the next episode. Bye!